Welcome to Bulgaria and to Aksakovo. Welcome also to the students from the school in Aksakovo who are very active participants in initiatives that we organize. And as you will see at the end of this module, because there will be a reward ceremony for a competition that we held within another project. I'm very happy to be able
Уважаеми господин Стоилов, скъпи кмет.
Dear Mr. Stoilov, dear Mayor,
Аксаково Моставол. Ще продължа на български язик, така се разбрахме и с Нели Петрова.
it is a great pleasure for me to be in Aksakovo, to be invited by Mr. Nasko Stoilov, who I have been working with for many years, and who I can say is one of the most successful mayors in Bulgaria. So 1 more minute of advertising for Mr. Stoilov, who was a member of the Committee of the Regions for a few years, who is also one of the mayors in Bulgaria with the longest standing mayor serving the citizens for what he has been elected so many times. And he also won the title of the youngest city for the Aksakovo town. And this creates opportunities for young people to develop. As you see from the slide, my name is Biljana Raeva. I come from Varna, and I represent Varna, which is 1.5 kilometers from here in Brussels, and I work with the European institutions. As member of the European Parliament, I represent the Liberals and Democrats group in the European Parliament, and one of my tasks was the policy for young people and the European Social Fund. I just want to tell you about my presentation. My PowerPoint contains keywords, and everything that I'm going to say, and even more than I'm going to say here today, and the links to all the documents, programs for financing, and all the sites that could be interesting for you, I have prepared in another document, and I hope Mrs. Petrova will send you this document so that you can get the best information, the most details from my talk. So you will see me working on 2 computers simultaneously. Before I start, I want to do a sociological survey. So we have the hosts and the guests on both sides of the room. I would like to ask how many of you are aged under 18? Raise your hand. Who? It shows that about 30% of the people in the room are under 18. People are above 65. So we don't have people above 65. So Varna was European Youth Capital in 2017, and the conditions created in a city for young people are very important, also for people above 65. And respectively, we in Varna and in Aksakovo will try to give a European example of how a European youth capital can also be a capital for people in the third age by creating these opportunities. But I'll mention this at the end of my presentation. Next year, 2022, I'm very happy to say this, is officially the European Year of Youth 2022. Why I'm so happy? Can you hear me well? Why am I so happy? Because to arrive at this point, about 10 years, young people, organizations, associations at the European national level, ministries, European Commission, all the stakeholders in this process. We have been preparing this policy. We have been preparing for this moment when the European Union will do so as the policy for young people is horizontal, that it is a part of any policy, any program, any decision that is taken at European level, and then goes down to national and local level. So I guess you know, if you don't know, you can raise a hand. We are starting a new financial period of the European Union, the so-called biennial financial framework, and it is a very different period. Uh, Unlike the other participants in this project, we are a more recent member of the European Union, although it's already 13 years. But complying with European rules, the policies, the laws, the financial principles is something that we in Bulgaria are trying to improve and to catch up with the others. I hope that our neighbors from Northern Macedonia will start this process very soon, something that I believe in. Why is the European Youth Year very important? Because every program that will be financed with European money from now on will have to contain a component of youth policy. And these are four main principles. How this young generation that was hit by the coronavirus very badly, by the economic crisis and financial crisis that are emerging, how they can, during this period, be included in all policies of European, national, and regional and local level. And to be combined so that young people are given the skills and opportunities to be included through green projects, policies, activities related to our green efforts. To be climate neutral, how they can be involved, how they can take part in the innovation process. And we are not only talking about space exploration, we are talking about innovation in services, in study, in mobility, innovations in information provision, everything that is related with a more successful and effective work and everyday activities. The European Year of Youth will promote these policies, which will go beyond 2022, which will include also young people in decision making. We have heard this expression many times, I know, and I know that there have been comments that whoever wants to take part in decision making, there are principles where this participation is guaranteed. But we are now talking about a new approach as the European Commissioner Maria Gabriel from Bulgaria, who is in charge of innovation, youth, and culture in the European Commission. She said that we will change the traditional forms of civil participation and will make so that every all stakeholders will be able to take part, including organizations like yours, the local authorities, different experts helping towards the development of the policies from local level up to national, but also directly to European level. I know that this sounds a little bit abstract, but I'll give you an example, a more specific example through the European Year of Youth again. So we are, let's say, 3-4 kilometers from Varna, a city that was chosen as European Youth Capital. Such a city can boast some youth policies. This is a contest that we have been holding in the last 12 years. And the candidates are evaluated by a jury on a European level, including experts, people from different institutions, youth representatives, journalists. 12 people are involved in this jury. So the example with Varna, Varna in 2017 was youth European capital. We have been talking about policies, how young people will be involved in the process, where we take the money to make projects. In 2017, we won this title because we said that we don't want to spend money to do projects. We want to do so as the project that we are going to start will create an environment for young people, because these young people, they are our future citizens, residents of Varna, of Aksakovo, but unfortunately, many of them, they go to foreign countries, the so-called brain drain. Um, and 5 years ago, we decided to create conditions in Varna so that young people will start liking this environment, and not only in Varna, but the 12 municipalities around Varna, to be proud of their native place. And even if they go to study in a different country, they will be willing to come back. So we wanted to make so as our city will be interesting for other people of other nationalities as well. So this is an active policy where young people were involved, because the municipality didn't know what was interesting for young people, just because they are of different age, people at the municipality. So we started a program for social innovations that have been done by young people. We started a program to help young entrepreneurs, startups, with the craziest ideas so that they can reach their investments and they can realize their dream into a real project or service or product. So with the European Youth Year, we will see that this thing will start all over Europe. Young people will advise, will take part in the decision-making progress, participating democracy. Um, so we have this new term, participatory budgeting. So young people are supposed to be very active. Your associations, your organizations have to be really very active, have to be aware of the opportunities that are there starting from next year. So much about the policy, about what Europe is doing for young people. You can see some links, the document that I'm going to provide for you. You can access the links, you can read the program for this year, but also for the until the end of the financial period. Uh, the youth goals, which is the heart of this program starting 2022. It's
Дамата от преводаческата будка: equality and inclusion, sustainability, mental health. Very important after the COVID. Mental health become really a top priority for, especially for young people. It's unlimited the stress they have because of online studying and because of this experience that we, the older ones, we can say, okay, we lived a normal life, but a kid of 14 and more experiencing 2-3 years of lockdown, that's really a problem with the mental health. Well-being, quality employment, and those are it. Okay. И това са всъщност.
These are the goals that we want to achieve during the European Youth Year. And these goals have to be in every policy on European, national, and local level. This will be realized through the EU Youth Strategy, which started in 2019, and it read that all young people have to be involved in this program. There is a mechanism also, which is called EU Youth Dialogue. It is the instrument of the European Commission and of the European Strategy, how young people can be put together with experts, with politicians, administrators in the process of decision making. Every EU member country has a national mechanism to carry out this dialogue. If you have not established a dialogue with the respective authority, it's usually the Ministry of Youth or the ministry in charge of youth policies. So you can get in touch with them. Later, they have the chance to keep in touch with the European institutions. Once a year, there is one big meeting under this youth dialogue. Before the lockdown, this meeting was in Bulgaria, in Sofia. So I move on to the second part. It's about funding. Of course, if we have a policy, we have to provide funding. Apart from the Erasmus Plus program that you have all the links for in this document, there are other. Do you know these programs? Just raise a hand if you're aware of these programs. The European Solidarity Corps. It is a program for a few years. Volunteering activities and solidarity projects. Are you aware? Have you worked under this program? Just raise a hand, please, if you are aware of any of these. The European Solidarity Corps. The volunteering activities, anyone? Solidarity projects, anyone? Let's start with 28 million euro is the funding for the European Solidarity Corps. 1 billion will be distributed in the next financial period under these projects. In the file that I'm sending you, you can check out the links for participation. These are activities for young people from 17 to 30 years old. There are requirements for education, but different activities can be carried out in creativity, employability, entrepreneurship, education, and so on. Everything. I don't want to bore you with much details, but I think it'll be interesting for you to read the document which I will be sending to you. The solidarity and volunteering projects, they can be either short-term volunteering between up to 2 months or between 2 and 12 months, which is the long period. And you can choose what period you wish um, to take. So it is up to you to find what and how long you want to do. The final thing that I want to mention, which is part of the European Youth Strategy, this is the Youth Guarantee and the Youth Employment Initiative. Both say that in the national programs there have to be money and mechanism guaranteed through the European Union for young people after graduating or if they're unemployed. This guarantee covers they can use the guarantee within 3 months after completing their education. They cover finding a job, continuing education, internships with different companies. How many of you? Know that the European Union and the European Commission offers traineeships? Are you aware of this? I'm a former trainee of the European Commission. This is how my European career started. This is great, but you have to be fluent in languages. If you're selling a real estate property, they say the most important thing is location, location, location. If we work with people, the most important things are languages, languages, languages. So you should study languages. Of course, you can always use a translator, but it will not be the same. And unless you speak a language, the doors won't be open for you. In the European Commission and Parliament, twice a year there is a competition for trainees in one or the other institution. The work is similar in both institutions. You don't have to make coffee as a trainee. So the approved trainees, they take part in the preparation of all the documents prepared in the respective institution. They take part in the preparation of meetings. They have to write many things. They work under a mentor. uh, but you really feel a part of this team in the European Commission. The traineeship is for 5 months, usually starts in October to uh, 2 periods of 5 months. I have posted links on the document, and you will see how you can apply for such traineeship. And of course, the traineeship is in Brussels or Strasbourg or Luxembourg for the European Parliament. You have to have a bachelor's degree as a minimum. If if you write your application to show that you're really interested in a career in European institutions, I can also help you if you want to help with this application. I can help you with writing your motivation. I think that for our guests from abroad and also for our young guests, I want to show you about Varna being the youth capital in 2017. It was a great experience. First of all, no one believed that we could do this in Varna. Secondly, because we worked with all the municipalities around Varna, because this is a European title, it is not a local title. Youth capitals. This is a competition which was started in 2009. In 2019, we celebrated the 10th anniversary of youth capitals. I think Turin was a youth capital in 2013, maybe. The whole city was in a period of time covered with all kinds of activities, but there were hackathons, startup weekends, entrepreneurial workshops, and the result of the youth capital is still there. This is one of the most exciting things that we did during that period. 2 years in a row, we organized a huge concert on the beach in Varna together with the MTV channel. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately because sometimes when you start working with young people, there are different preferences. So why didn't you invite other people? But as you can see, a lot of people attended the event, and Varna was really a youth capital for 1 year. And also thanks to the MTV channel, we were disseminated as a youth capital. Then there is a network of European youth capitals. Next year, Tirana will be the capital, followed by Ghent in Belgium. And I'm very happy for these two cities because the mayor of Tirana, he's probably about 38 now, and he became mayor of Tirana 8 years ago. So he's an incredible young person who really transformed Tirana and does the most amazing things in the area of youth policy. So Ghent is probably the most intelligent city in Belgium, a city that after 2030 will give up cars just because young people are convinced in this new life. 4 years ago, when in the Committee of the Regions, together with the European Commission, we established the European Association, a network of European youth capitals, and it is our aim to present youth policies, the good experiences, good practices in European cities. And if there is a proposal related to change of policies, rules, regulations, new programs. We have the opportunity as representatives of all youth capitals, and the best that is has been done in European policies, to talk with the European Commission to offer pilot projects, financing, to offer a mechanism to make this possible, not only in this city, which where the example comes from, but anywhere else where people are interested. On the left, I'm in France in 2020, the beginning of the pandemic. This is Mr. Macron, who came to the opening of the European Youth Capital in Amiens. It was just incredible to see an acting president to attend such an event. So this is becoming a more and more a recognizable event. So the more on the right, you can see us, people working for the youth capitals, trying to involve young people to hand over to them. What Varna does for young people. We worked with Aksakovo when Varna was youth capital. One of the most important things that happened was the establishment of a community, which is already an association of young architects, designers, urban designers, engineers, mobility experts, who want to see the city of Varna in a different way. The main thing that Taliana, so Taliana is a trap in the sea. So we called the old town of Varna Taliana. Yes, we borrowed it from another similar neighborhood in Plovdiv. So we borrowed this name from another Bulgarian city. So it is like really like a trap for fish. So this is our artistic neighborhood. It is our ambition for this artistic neighborhood to become such. And we have seen the change in the last 5 years in what is happening there from the point of view of more and more galleries, different events, artistic shops. And there is a feeling that it is a nice place to be. And why it is because it is becoming more and more beautiful. And the reason for this is that a group of young architects started working as go-between between the owners of old, beautiful buildings in the municipality to convince the owners of these buildings to restore these buildings. With funds from the municipality. You know that there are special requirements for the restoration of old historical buildings. So our architects, they're helping these owners with the paperwork, with the contacts with the municipality, and also what techniques they can use to restore the buildings to their former glory. So this project is called door to door project, actually, because they were going door to door. They got actually funding from the European Commission. So now there is this established contact, and if somebody in Varna, an owner of an old historical building, wants to use this help and expertise, now there is the established road for this. So this is one goal to make Varna more beautiful, to restore its former glory. The This summit is held every year. It is a summit for startups, and in 1 to 3 days, innovative startups. Accelerated companies can get access to financial institutions to sell their ideas, to make their pitch. You can see a big group of people. Maria Gabriel is somewhere in this group. The mayor of Bucharest in Romania is also in the picture. Maria Gabriel then uh, announced the European Eye Capital competition, a competition for the innovative capital of Europe. So this happened in Cluj-Napoca in Romania, and this city in Romania was announced the European Eye Capital. So this is the Rebonkers is the child of this Talana neighborhood. So this is an old warehouse where enthusiastic architects turned into a cultural space. I want to invite you there to see some exhibitions or some to attend an event. This is the team of Varna Youth Capital and some of the participants. These are my contact details. In the file that you will receive, you will also find the contact details of another colleague of mine from the European Commission, Mrs. Gospodinova. She's in charge of the European Youth Year 2022. Thank you very much. So I'm available. Sorry for taking a little bit more of your time.